This is another Poets at War General Report. And here's your General, Joshua David Ling.
Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm going to talk to you today about rolling with the punches in your creative work. And in order to get into that, just so you know, they're going to dovetail quite nicely. I've been unbelievably, incredibly busy. Like, you probably don't even know. I've got stuff that's on my list that I don't even know is on my list. But I made sure to make time today to come back here to Poets at War and talk about the General's Report returning and rolling with the punches in your creative work. You see, I'm between podcast interviewees on this show here. I'm going to be interviewing my pastor, Mark Skolton, who's also a writer, an interesting guy, on the 8th of February, Lord willing. And that's going to be a fun episode. He's got a very Kuyperian view of a lot of those sorts of things. So I've got that one scheduled. I've been trying to get an interview with my mom. She's had some health issues. I've been trying to get an interview with my wife. We never end up having time. And, you know, I put a lot of feelers out to a lot of other folks. And any of you who have already been on the podcast and would like to come back on and talk about something specific in the area of art and the culture war, please do. But back to the General's Report and why it's come back. I currently have 3 podcasts I'm working on, starting to rotate them and try to do one of each a week or thereabouts. It might not work, but that's kind of what I'm working toward and shooting for, just seeing how things go. So you might wonder, what happened to Baaaaack's life? Well, Baaaaack's life was just too broad. I didn't know what to do with it. I was reading Chronicles of Narnia, which I still would love to do sometime and put out in some meaningful way, potentially for patrons. You know, if people want to go to my subscribe star on my website, that's joshuadavidling.com/support, and become a monthly contributor, I can definitely start recording Narnia or Lord of the Rings or even some other stuff. Maybe Chronicles of Prydain, Ian? Just as kind of a, maybe not fully produced sort of thing, but something that you guys can really just enjoy on a consistent basis. So that's just a suggestion. But Baaaaack's life was just too broad. It was not going well. I was not getting a lot of views. And I realized I have this group on Facebook called Blessed Beards, and it's been blowing up. We have a ton of people on there. It's for Christian fathers only. They've been needing a lot of encouragement and support, and I thought, I'll go ahead and take this feed and rebrand it. We're going to take this podcast feed and turn it into Blessed Beards, the podcast, and I'm hoping to get some people from the community to help supplement my encouragement to fathers with encouragements of their own. It's a place to talk freely to Christian fathers, and I think that's going to be something really special. We only have 2 episodes there right now, but that's essentially what happened to Baaaaack's life. And with Baaaaack's life gone, I felt like it was time for a return to the General's Report. I heard a couple people who've been binging previous episodes of Poets at War and really enjoying them, and I have found that they do like that the General's Report kind of breaks up the episodes. I can go back and I can talk about specifics of a previous episode. I can talk about what's going on in my life, and it's kind of cool to check in with the General, and move forward. So that's why the General's Report has made a return, in short. I'm looking for more people to interview. I'm asking a lot more folks to be here on Poets at War, as you heard. I've been working on all of this for a very long time, and this is where I kind of go on a tangent, but I really wanted to tell you guys about this. I'm working on a complete overhaul of my office here at home, and I'm planning on including much more video in the content I'm producing as well, so people can view it on YouTube and other places as well. Nothing too crazy, just some basic camera angles and stuff like that. And my budget's around $2,000. So if you want to contribute to that, please go to joshuadavidling.com/support. I'm grinding away. I'm getting little things, little things first, one thing at a time, and moving towards something much, much, much bigger for all of my work, not just my podcasts, but definitely going to be upgrading the podcasts. So, with all of that said, thank you all for listening. And please, even if you can't support, please share this content. If one of these podcasts really speaks to you, if it was, hey, I've been on that journey too. I definitely felt that with Brendan Sunshine and Chris Reyes. I've been there, I've done that. Move forward, commiserating with Benjamin Curley. I love talking with my friends, and I think they have such valuable things and points to bring up about the war on culture, about being a productive and creative artist and individual and entrepreneur. And I think that it's very important that we share these things with one another. I've been thinking a lot lately about how storytelling and art, they're all tied into fellowship, but even more than that, if you're Presbyterian, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about, might not otherwise, but it's covenant. Every single time I reach out to have someone on a podcast and we have this conversation and it's forever uploaded to my little show, that's a covenant. That's something really special. You're trusting me to put your story out there. And the same thing happens when you listen to one of my stories. You're taking the time to listen, and that breeds not only friendship and fellowship and all of these other sorts of things, but it brings us all together as a family of individuals who love God and are called by Him to do great and beautiful and wonderful things in this world. And I cannot thank you enough for how this has grown. I'm getting some more subscribers, getting some more things moving forward, and I cannot wait until this studio is finished so that you can see the amazing things that God has done in building my job, my house, my office in a way that can bring about such beautiful and wonderful stories to you. Thank you all so much for listening. Once again, joshuadavidling.com/support. But even more importantly, share these stories. Share these podcasts. Share everything. Audio Adventures, Poets at War, Blessed Beards Podcast. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.